Hey, everybody. We've been talking a lot about TYMPPP and having it properly funded over the last couple of days. But based on the overwhelming comments in the videos, a lot of people are saying, well, what the hell is TYMPPP? Because apparently I haven't explained it in a long time. So I thought I would take it today to explain it and also go into a little bit more of where we are on funding it and how likely it is to keep going. As you know, I came into some financial troubles lately. The state of Oregon has seized my entire savings, which was basically my kids' college fund, so has put me in a financial bind. I can't afford to cover shortfalls of any programs we run anymore. Because my channel, what we do is we run the Pets and Vets program, we run the Friend program, we run TYMPPP, and we used to run Handguns for Heroes, but funding got too short to be able to do that. We had to cut that one, and I was afraid the next one to have to be cut would be TYMPPP. But like I said, a lot of people, based on the comments, don't know what TYMPPP is. Also, a lot of people obviously think I'm getting what I deserve based on a lot of the comments. They're like, yeah, good, I'm glad, karma. I'm like, okay. But wanted to talk about TYMPPP today in very plain terms. A lot of times we got to be kind of cryptic because we worry about, getting AOL coming down on us and canceling a video or something. But what TYMPPP is, it's a program that was started by the Yankee Marshall Posse. That's why it's the Yankee Marshall Posse Pistol Project. It's run by you guys that are supporters of the channels. It is a program that takes into account there are a lot of people out there in the world that would love to be able to exercise their Second Amendment rights, love to be responsible for their own personal self-protection, but they can't because of finances. They just don't have the money. It's not cheap to be able to buy a gun, buy ammo for that gun, practice with that gun, etc. So what TYMPPP does is it tries to alleviate that for some people. Every week we choose a person who has nominated themselves. They've come in and said, hey, listen, I'm in this situation. I would love to be able to exercise my Second Amendment rights, but I cannot afford to. And a lot of times they'll tell us why, and it's usually very legitimate reasons. It's not a bunch of lazy people. It's people that are working hard. A lot of retired people, disabled people, people that are working multiple jobs who say, just can't afford it. I've got kids to feed, I got other things, and can't afford to exercise my Second Amendment rights. Well, the TYMP program, we pick one person a week, and we, like I said, we try to solve that problem for them. What we do is we basically give them a gift certificate that they can exchange for a firearm from an FFL. They go to an FFL, their FFL, the firearm supplier, they turn in their gift certificate. The firearm supplier here on this end sends the gun to their FFL. Their FFL does the legal paperwork, and now they've got a gun. So now all they got to do is pay for ammo. And a lot of times we send a little hand safe and a little box of ammo with it so that they can get their first practice rounds in on the program. So that's what TYMPPP is. It's helping bring more people into the Second Amendment fold. People that would be wanting to be a member of the Second Amendment community, but just can't because they're not financially able to, through no fault of their own quite often. So that's what TYMPPP does. It's a program that helps people who want to be responsible gun owners but can't afford to. It helps them have the opportunity to by providing them a gift certificate that they can trade in for a gun at their local FFL. That's the long and short of it right there. It's usually a G3C or a G2C Taurus, but that's not the greatest gun in the world, but it's a good gun, and it's definitely better than no gun. And sometimes it's a little bit better gun. Depends on what we can actually get at the time. Right now we're having trouble getting guns. But that's what TYMPPP is, for those of you that wondered. There's some people that were saying in my comment section, this guy wants you to give him $50,000 so he can give you $2,000 worth of guns. I don't know how much money they think my channel makes, but I have, like, at the time, less than 1,000 subs, or less than 1,000 patrons. I don't really make advertising money off YouTube because I'm a gun channel. So I have less than 1,000 patrons that averages at $3.70 a patron. So that's not $50,000. It's usually not even enough to cover the programs we do. Like I said, we also do pets and vets. Those are different. Those are usually monthly donations to programs like that. We do standing, rolling donations to programs like uh, Weed for Warriors, Canines for Warriors, different no-kill animal shelters, Humane Society programs, things like that that we donate to. The friend program is where we choose a friend every month. That friend gets a gift certificate worth up to $800 to spend wherever they want for helping be part of the programs and helping support things. But like I said, recently I've had to tell people I don't have the money to cover the shortfalls anymore because of what the state of Oregon did with my savings account. I used to borrow from that to cover any shortcomings every month, and then I would put it back out of my allowance. I don't have that to borrow out of anymore. But thanks to some very generous donations from everybody out there, the amount that I had owed back to myself from the savings that was really my son's college fund that I had pulled out to cover TYMPPP was a little over $2,000 at this point because I've been pulling a little bit out over the last few months and haven't put it back yet. That has been pretty much covered. That's pretty much over. So TYMP, the shortfalls that TYP has had were covered because, and I didn't want people to cover with cash really. I just wanted them to go over to be patrons, but some people wanted to be like, let's pay back the deficit before we actually start trying to fund it. Well, right now where we're at, if most of the people stay who have joined the Patreon account for this, if most people stay, if they've gone over to become patrons and they stay a patron for a few months, well then TYMPPP is safe for a while. I'd say the next 6 months we should be able to operate if people stay, and that by then maybe I could get something settled with the state of Oregon. Maybe I won't be as broke, or maybe I'll just be able to save some money. Maybe I'll win the lottery. I think I'd have to play first. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that, but I think you actually have to play before you win, and I don't play. So that might not be something we can count on, but I wanted to let everyone know that we've gotten to where we're doing pretty good. We're not going to be suffering any big shortfalls right now. That can change in a month easy. I know how fickle people can be sometimes when it comes to stuff like this. And I wanted to answer a question someone had in the thing. Said basically kind of playing off that guy said, well, they want $50,000 so they can give out $2,000 worth of guns. If we get to where we're making more money on Patreon than TYMPPP is costing, well, then we'll bring back the Handguns for Heroes program. That's what would happen. No money would go into my pockets. I don't ask people to put money in my pocket. That's my business. That's not your business. I don't ask you to pay my son's tuition. I don't ask you to put money in my savings. That's on me as an adult man, and I will be okay, trust me. But I've gotten myself out of worse pickles before. If there's any extra, once this is done and people actually, and it settles, right now there's a lot of people that have signed up that'll probably drop off next month, and by then we'll be able to determine where we're at. Hopefully we'll be funded TYMPPP, and if we're more than funding TYMPPP, we'll be bringing back Handguns for Heroes. So I would love to be able to do that. And I've actually got a new idea of a different way to do Handguns for Heroes, and I'll do a separate video from this one to see what y'all think. So look out for that video. And if you're a patron, I'll be having a place for you to vote on that video over on patreon.com. But I just wanted to come on here today to let people know where we were at with TYMPPP, and more importantly, let people who didn't know what it was, simply because no one else will tell you what it was. I could never get any of my so-called friends in the gun community who had channels bigger than mine to ever promote it to people who were in need. I didn't even ask them to tell people to go over and support it. I just wanted them to do a video where saying, if you're in need of a gun, go over there. If you can't afford one, your family's, doesn't have the extra funds right now, but you need to be able to protect yourself, go over there and apply. They wouldn't even do that because that basically was admitting that I'm doing this and they're not doing anything like it. So they didn't want to admit that. So I understand why people didn't know what it was. But there you go. That's what TYMPPP is. And that's why I think it's so important that we continue to fund it.